Boo. How y'all doing today? What's up? How we doing? Alright, so who do we got in the chat so far? We have Data Wasteland who tried to call me a yo-yo, but that's not appropriate. Come on, I'm a numbskull. Seriously. So welcome to the chat, Data. Dark Sasuke, how we doing today? If you would like, somebody please type hello Dark Sasuke into and see if it works, because I was messing with it yesterday and figured, fuck it, she has the highest view count, so she gets the first one for her. And I was bored, because that's how shit happens with me. I get bored. Alright, we do have a guest, and there he is. Let me make it so that you all can hear him and say hello. I screwed something up. Hold on. Apparently, yesterday, Yinwolf, you have to bear with me for just a moment while I figure out where the settings for this are. Yesterday, there was a update, and I thought I went through and fixed everything, but apparently, I didn't. Alright, so we want it going out to there. We want that going there. Save. Alright, test. Can you hear me?
Did we not get a second?
We did not, but that's okay. The show goes pretty good with one. I prefer two, but I'm still small, so I'll deal. Do me a favor. Can you hear this? Did you hear that? Yeah, I think we got everything going good. Is everything working? Whose birthday is it? Oh, happy birthday, I guess, Sasuke? Wasn't that a couple of weeks ago? A little over a week ago? But yes, we have Yinwolf today. I think all the audio is working. Yin, will you go ahead and say hello again so I don't feel like a moron and feel like I forget it?
Hello?
Alright, everybody hearing Yin okay?
Still mic problem.
You or me? Can you hear me? I heard you. Okay, can you hear me? Can the audience hear? Oh, it's yours today. Oh, Monday. Oh, it was this week. I remember it being your birthday. I just didn't remember when. I heard you, Yin. I don't know what's going on. It's cutting in and out. But here's what we'll do, just to give Yin an opportunity. Let me see. And granted, I'm trying to do something because everywhere I go, everybody can hear me clicking. And one of the things I'm trying to do is correct issues. And, oh, damn it, I just did it. And one of my issues is clicking. So here we go. I'm trying not to click. Welcome to the Great Debate. Oh, you know what? Here, how about that? Voice meter output. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you fine. How am I doing?
You're doing good. It was my end that was screwed up. I was just double checking my settings. I'm sorry about that, Yin.
No worries.
The Windows update yesterday, I went through and fixed all my Discord settings. I went through and fixed all my settings for all of my stuff after the update. I had to update a whole bunch of other things, and I thought, oh, it's all working. But something this morning reset, and freaking, I can't stand it. Every morning you have to check every single thing, and I thought it was all good. I appreciate it, Reaper. We love having you watch no matter what. You gotta earn them bones somehow, right? Alright. We have the board loaded. We have all my audio settings right. Everybody seems to be able to hear you. So why don't we get this game rolling and have you select the first topic?
Certainly. Did no one else volunteer to come on? A shame. I'll go for movies.
Movies. Romance and romantic comedy are great couple movies, but don't seem to make it in the box office hits.
I think right? So is that a question or
It's a
just a
statement.
statement? I would say that, but I mean, there are great movies that have got romantic elements in them. Titanic comes to mind. That one
Oh, it's been a
amazed in
while
it.
though.
It's been a while, yes. Um, there's not much you can do with romance and romantic comedies that hasn't been done or said before. You know, boy meets girl, boy does some, falls in love with girl, boy does something stupid to impress girl, doesn't impress girl anyway. You know, or the loser falls in love with the most beautiful girl in school, blah blah blah. Jerk boyfriend gets girl in the end anyway because of heroism, blah blah blah, which
Do
would
you?
never actually
Well,
happen.
hold on. There are 7.5 billion people in the world. Do you really think that the perspective of romantic videos has really all been done? Yeah, all of the
Cliches.
thought about stuff has been done, and people in their everyday lives, thrill seekers, look to push that edge to try something that hasn't been done. I want to say, was it last year or the year before? There was an entire wedding done while jumping out of a plane. So they
In real,
had 20 something
in real
people
life.
jump out. Yeah, in real life. They had 20 something people jump out of two planes, and in the air, the husband and wife were wed before they landed.
That's impressive, but that would make a good scene in a movie. But
Wouldn't
you
it?
need to pad.
It hasn't been
You
done.
need to.
There was a film of it being done because, well, that's what they wanted. I mean, think about that. That would be freaking. I don't think my wife would go for that. You know, let's get remarried jumping out of a plane. No. But no.
Yeah,
But no. I wouldn't even get another word about it out ever.
yeah. I mean, for one about the movies, and I think all the cliches have been done to death.
So let's
And
create some new ones.
yeah, indeed, if you create new ones, you might get something decent. But it's all about story, about you know,
It's a
who's
little bit
going.
of imagination. Funk that. Fuck that. Jumping out of the plane is literally suicide. So you're committing suicide twice. Isn't that redundant
Here's
suicide? Isn't that the way to
he-
live, by committing suicide while signing your suicide papers?
here's the thing as well, right? The biggest um demographic I would think that go to movies would be the geeks, male and female, the single men, and the single ladies. Now the majority of men are single without kids and whatever, and they don't want to see romantic comedies. The majority of single women, well, not the majority, but a large portion of them would have kids, so they won't have time to go and see, single love movies because no one wants to watch a movie with a screaming baby in the background.
No, and
So I
we've
think
all.
it's
I think we've all done that at least once. Sat through in a theater where some kid or baby was sitting in the back screaming, or in the front
yeah,
screaming, or running up and down the aisle yelling.
yeah. I think it's because the large demographic are single men, single ladies. We are probably less a smaller demographic than the single men and geeks. And the ones that would go see the movies are usually tied up at home with the kids or at work.
And we've had the whole discussion on how movies are dying, so the trends are changing on who goes to see what. And I noticed one of the trend.
And you go, sorry, you cut out.
Nope, it was either my phone or your phone interfering digitally. Deet, 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 deet. I know that sound. Um, it's it's changing who's going to see what movies, and we
Yeah.
don't know where that's all going to end up yet. So that's still to be determined. But I do notice that there's a slower frequency of
Yeah.
romantic movies,
But,
or even romantic comedies in most cases. It's not
but
something that's incorporated as much.
I think romance is okay in a movie, but if it's the whole subject of a movie, it's not going to be a big box office smash. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not a smash, but it almost seems like the romantic comedies are even dying off to a point.
Yeah. So what's the next question? What's the next topic?
Oh, we'll move on. Wow, you're energetic on me this morning. Don't gnaw my leg off. All right. I'm sure some of you know, but if you don't, Yinwolf is a returning guest who seemingly enjoys this show. So let's get him to the next topic. What do you got?
Let's have you chat decide.
Uh-oh,
Next
he
word.
left it up to the chat.
Next word to come up will be what we pick.
I'm watching. Man.
Num it is. Anyone?
Oh, you know what? I guess I should put my reading glasses on. They're sitting right in front of me. Is your phone next to your computer?
No, my phone's in the living room getting charged up.
Okay.
Sex. Dark Sasuke asked for.
Sex. Romantic comedy is patriarchy.
It's designed. It's designed for women. So if they're not going, it has nothing to do with the patriarchy.
Yeah, it is. It's really designed to. Women react better to romantic comedies. That's why they're kind of written around women's desires. Maybe that's part of the problem why people aren't going. Sex. Jordan Peterson has stated high heels, perfume, makeup, and many things, primarily women, worn to work, incite sexual desire. This is a statement, not a question. So, have you? I'm assuming you've heard at least him talk about this one somewhere.
I have to look up Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson has basically stated he's the Canadian who fights against certain Bill C-16 in Canada. And some of the things he stated in interviews and in talks is that women and men who do certain things or wear certain things are creating a sexual environment at work. And if you create that sexual environment or allow that sexual environment and then things of a sexual nature happen, you really have to blame yourself and have to look at the reasons why they're happening, not just prohibit the activities.
I would agree with that because it's all about personal responsibility. You know what I mean? People should be allowed to wear what they want within reason, of course. I mean, there is a social etiquette. You wouldn't come to a funeral in your pantsuit and tank top, would you? You go in a nice suit. Same with a job interview. But if it's and work, they've got a right to expect you to look smart. But I think high heels are difficult to walk in, so I don't know why people wait.
Do you wear them?
I don't wear them.
Can you give us that first-hand knowledge?
No.
They look difficult to walk in, but they sound sexy as hell. I absolutely love the tapping of high heels.
Well, I mean, high heels are, I would say, stereotypically associated with prostitutes, aren't they? Because they usually see them with the great big leather.
Hold on, let's look at this sexually. The higher the heel, the more the muscles in the ass kind of curve at the top and give you that firm lump to grab onto. I bought my wife some nice 3-inch boots to wear for me. Don't get me wrong. Sasuke has some nice boots. High heels have a sexual appeal. Makeup and lipstick and perfume, granted necessary in some cases, have a sexual appeal. So,
well, no, because perfume doesn't just work the same as a man's cologne?
Yeah. So,
and there's not really much sexual about a man's cologne. It's just to make him smell nice because A deodorant or a cologne, is cologne and deodorant the same thing in
No,
America?
no,
No.
no. Please, I
All right.
strongly urge it. This is going to be a public service announcement from your average numbskull. Please make sure you wear both your deodorant and your cologne. Thank you, and have yourself a nice day. This has been a public service announcement.
I mean, there is the question whenever you see women getting dolled up, the heels go on, the makeup, oh, who are you getting dolled up for? And it is usually for someone or to impress someone that people will put on the cologne, the
Or the,
pluck
I'm
their
on my way
eyebrow.
to work.
Yeah, I don't really understand why you would put on your perfume. Well, you might do
Office jobs,
for work.
secretaries, or nope, sorry, they're not secretaries anymore. They're administrative assistants. Ooh, you're so special because your
There's
title changed.
they're
Sorry,
sex. They're secretaries. Fuck's
they're
sake.
secretaries.
It's
They're
not. It's not even a.
assistants. How
It's not
dare
even.
you demote me like this? I feel offended.
It's not even a gender job.
No, it's not.
Uh, I think men, particularly, are just dirty bastards, as a
I tell
general
you what,
rule.
though, there is a problem. I do have a problem with this. If I was secretary administrative assistant, I'd have a problem with sitting just behind the desk or something like that for 8, 10, 12 hours. You ask me to sit in a chair behind the desk, I'm going to go frickin' stir crazy. I did data entry jobs before
Yeah.
on the weekends, and after like 8 or 10 hours a day, I'm just stir crazy wired because I'm not for that. That job only lasted me like 2, 3 months. I put in my notice and
Yeah.
let that one go.
But everyone has a right to feel pretty and to smell
But
nice.
should they be able to do it at work? Should women be able to go to work looking, sexy, and at the same time you yell at men for going up to them and asking if they want a cup of coffee after work?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's the whole office romance thing, and you go out and you're presenting yourself to the world, and if you go out looking nice or sexy, because a lot of folk confuse the two or mix the two up. If you go, I think wearing makeup, everyone has a right to wear makeup to look nice. Actors wear makeup when they go to those panels, male and female, to do their hair. You know, I think if you're wearing heels, perhaps the small heels would be more acceptable.
Or I've got a better one for you. How about you wear pants, a nice shirt that covers everything appropriately, a pair of sneakers, and you work like everybody works and stop standing out. It's that right there. Don't get me wrong. This is what he's arguing is it's okay in today's culture. It's seemingly allowed in today's culture. It's even acceptable for women to be all dressed up. And
Yeah,
men are completely covered except for their hands and their neck, some of their neck and their face, top to bottom covered. But women, it's appropriate for them to wear V-neck shirts where you can literally see down their cleavage. It's
yeah. I mean,
appropriate to wear
there was
skirts where you can
there
almost
was,
literally see up their legs.
there was that female TV presenter. She had two guys on a panel, and she goes, "What do you believe in?" The guy goes, "Oh, I believe in the Constitution and boobs." And she's like, "I'm
Oh,
sorry,
I
what? I'm
loved
off
that.
now."
I love
Oh,
that.
did you see that?
Are you being serious right now? Oh, absolutely. I believe in the Constitution and boobs. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
completely appalled at that statement.
Yeah,
Why?
and yet somebody pointed out that she presented at one point with the low cut red top, as you said.
How?
She was happy to show off her own boobs at one point. She wasn't showing off her boobs there, but she was wearing a low cut top at one point. Somebody pointed that out.
It just, I'm sorry. It gets me a little bit how you can have both sides or both arguments on the same side of the equation. And
it's
Here's
called
what I say.
hypocrisy.
Here's what I say. Take this funny. This is what I equate. I'm sorry. Men don't really have breasts. Women don't
No,
have testicles.
depends how
Would it
fat
be
they are.
okay for a man to walk around with his testicles partly hanging out?
No,
No. So why should a woman have her chest hanging out?
I think it's more socially acceptable because men enjoy it more, and women feel empowered.
Okay, so women are arguing against the patriarchy where men enjoy it, so women do it. But women go out and do it anyways to fight
It's a
the
sta-
patriarchy so that men can enjoy it? Now, I'm sorry, don't
it's the
get me
same.
wrong. At the same time, if a nice looking woman puts on a pair of jogging shorts or sweats and a tank top, that is damn near just as hot to me as a miniskirt.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. It's the same. What's the same as now? Fuck, I've forgotten. You interrupt me, and I forgot my
I'm
train of thought.
sorry.
Bastard. Never
I
mind.
love sexy women.
Yeah, what were we talking about before that?
The cleavage and the balls hanging out, or the high heels and the makeup, or
Uh, uh, it was the men because men find it more socially acceptable to see a bit of cleavage because they all enjoy it, or most do. But I think it's and I understand it's the same with homosexual couples. More men will ignore or just watch two women, and they'll go, "Oh, get a room, guys, with two men." I mean, it was a social experiment. Two guys just sat out on a bench, enjoying the sunshine, enjoying each other's company. Someone walked by and get a room, perverts or guys. Someone even called the police on them at one point.
data. Cleavage looks better than a dangly hairy ball sack. Terrapin. Women dress for other women, not for men. It's a competitive thing for women with women.
I
Fair
would say
enough.
so, but I
But they're
would say some men.
competing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right. They're competing to attract the men.
Exactly.
Right. Let's go for platforms.
Platforms. Let's discuss the Twitch platform and the new terms of service and how it affects creators.
You'll need to explain that one to me.
So
I
apparently,
don't.
Twitch wrote in something to the effect of if you harass or bully another creator, you can be kicked off of Twitch. And it doesn't
Oh, okay.
necessarily relate solely to the Twitch platform. So if people catch you harassing and bullying on Twitter and then doing things on Twitch, you can get banned from Twitch for harassing on Twitter.
I would say that's okay if they were very specific about the amount of what constitutes harassment and bullying. Because if say me and you have an argument on say Twitter and I go, oh, you're a fucking arsehole and I'm off and I leave, and then you could theoretically you could report that as harassment or bullying, and I could get kicked off just for calling you an arsehole in the middle of an argument that we're having.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's whereas if I'm constantly day after day going, "Oh, you're a prick, you're a bastard, I hope you die, drink bleach," that's bullying. That's harassing.
Yeah. All right. Well, the harassing and bullying line has been left remotely vague in the terms only so that they can
And
be subjective. I think it's more so that they can be subjective instead of objective about it, because objectively you could sit there and look at something and where do you draw the line on an objective goalpost for trying to determine bullying?
exactly. I mean, there is a difference between having an argument where I would call you an arsehole, and you call me whatever, and me constantly can messaging you day after day with the nasty pictures, nasty words. You know what I mean? There's a difference, but you can't. What's happening, I find, is a lot of people are just being thrown off Twitch or Twitter at least for wrongthink under the term of bullying and harassing.
Yeah. And there
They
is a
were,
lot of unknown in that. Sometimes is Twitter making the active
so he,
is Twitter actively patrolling, or did somebody say I was bullied and Twitter went, okay, you were bullied, this is how we're going to go about people feeling bullied?
here's a question for the chat. How would you, in a full term, describe bullying and harassment compared to just calling someone an arsehole in the middle of an argument? How would you guys define bullying and harassing?
See, and the thing is, that line can be drawn in. It says there's 8. That line can be drawn in 6 different spots because 2 of them are bots, and I haven't programmed them to draw the line yet. So where is that line drawn? What is it that's the criteria? Is me going, you know what, Yinwolf, you told me to kiss your ass. You know, to hell with you. Go kill yourself, and I kick you out and move on with my day. Would that be considered me bullying you, or would that be just dishing it back out?
No, because I told you kiss my ass, and you responded, and that's the consequences for me telling. I suffered the consequences for my choice in words.
Right, but then would we both get kicked off for bullying each other? Would you get kicked off for starting the fight? Would neither one of us get kicked off because it was harmless and nothing's gonna come of it? That's how blurry this line is. That conversation to some people could seem like, okay, they got into a little spat. No big deal. Neither one really deserves anything. Another person could say, okay, but they have to realize that those spats aren't okay. They both deserve a few hours or a day offline. And then the next person goes, no, kick him. That's terrible. He said to kill him. That wasn't worth what he said to kiss his ass. Those are 2 different things.
The thing is, we guys definitely, we would probably argue for like a day, and a couple of hours later we'd be at the pub having a pint. You know what I mean?
I absolutely know what you mean.
Hell,
the pub might cause a fight that wouldn't otherwise have started too.
Yeah, but that's a guy thing. It is a guy thing where you would shout at each other in the street. Your friends already. You shout at each other in the street, and you meet at the pub and go, I'm sorry. I'm forgiven. Here's a pint. And you get on with your day.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got some dark sarcasm. Malicious intent makes insults, mean thing, bullying. R.I.P. Terfin says,
how do you determine intent behind words?
When you do, I think what happened to Leslie Jones was harassment and bullying by other people, not by Milo. He just called her a dude, which he has every right to say. But the pictures and constant stuff she got, I would constitute that as harassment and bullying. I think like the one-offs of.
See now, I'll let you finish before I go. The one-offs.
I think the one-offs of you're an asshole, go kill yourself. I think that's just asshole being an asshole, and it might warrant a warning, but it doesn't warrant getting kicked off. But day in, day out of you harassing, doing constant YouTube videos, live streams, constant lies, that's harassment in my opinion.
Okay, so Dark Sasuke, when do you inflict actual harm? May it be mental or... When you do it to inflict actual harm, may it be mental or physical, then it is considered bullying. Okay, so here's where I have a problem with that, and this is my own personal thing. Call it what you will, alright? As a person who does also suffer from depression, so yeah, sometimes the internet gets to me. Do you know what you do when the internet gets to you? You get away from the fucking internet. If somebody bullies you or harasses you online, the point of it is when it becomes a legal harm-causing problem. Harassment online, to me, would include somebody releasing your personal information and address. That would be somebody harassing you.
This is based upon the situation. Each situation has different context. Is a new girl at school being called ugly by the public feeling yes in that situation? Is she ugly? That's the question.
Doesn't matter. Alright, to a point, and this is where people's feelings become a little too clouded in the judgment of things. Somebody calling you names. What happened to sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Oh, you're fat and ugly. Oh, you're a terrible person. Well, you know what? That person may turn around and go, I've had enough of hearing this. I'm tired of being fat and ugly. I'm going to better myself. Other people, it does hurt. Some people have problems. They have an inclination to, when they hear something like that, it will mentally harm them. But at the same time, bullying doesn't always hurt somebody. It will make you stronger if you get through it.
And that happened to me actually as well. When I first started YouTube, I went on to a live stream. Well, I watched a live stream with the white tuber and Gemini. And Gemini said, pointed out that he heard somebody who he thought sounded retarded, but was actually Scottish, and it turned out he meant me. So he thought I was retarded.
I saw that stream.
And that hurt at first, but after that, I got over it, and I got stronger from it. And I know my voice is bad, and I sound terrible, and I've been working on it. I've been doing some voice training to articulate myself a bit more.
And do you know, I hate my voice. Other people hate theirs. There's been some I can barely understand, but I'll still sit and talk to them. I don't have a problem with that. Most people don't. And you know what? I really hugely don't have a problem with the white YouTuber being the asshole he is when he's talking to and making fun of people. I've dealt with assholes like him before. I ignore that. I either get through it and end up just dealing with them, or I just don't deal with them at all.
I don't think white YouTubers are an asshole.
How people are taught to take things too.
Yeah, I don't think white YouTubers an asshole. I think he's just a big jock.
No, I don't even think he's a big jock. I think he's somebody who just hasn't been properly put in his place in his own life to. All right, but again, maybe he has, and the internet's just where he lashes out because he knows it's just somewhere to get on here and fuck around and vent. And I'm okay with that, but...
Sorry, Dara asks, how do you improve ugly? Well, what is ugly? I mean, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, they say.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there are always exceptions to the rule.
I'm sorry, Daryl.
Amy Schumer's one.
There's some things women will do. To some men, long, straight hair. Personally, I love long, straight, silky, flowing hair. It is absolutely gorgeous. To some men, a nicely done short haircut is perfect on a woman. To some men, 400 pounds is not attractive. To other men, maybe if you lose 20, it'll be good.
I do like trim. I like curves. I like my favorite part of a woman is the stomach. I love a sexy stomach.
It's not about again, to what he said, it's not about the person who said you're ugly. It's about how you take it. If you're taught to not take that as you're ugly, as that person's being an asshole, well, then you're taught to take it. You learn to ignore it and move on, and you don't let it hurt you.
I mean, it is alright saying that, but there comes a point day in, day out that people do snap after constant barrages and abuse. You see, I'm not justifying anyone, but you could say that in say domestic abuse cases, where if a man or woman is constantly verbally abusive, someone's eventually going to snap and turn around and take a swing. And the
Right. And
same,
that
I
is
said,
a reaction. My
that's a
reaction to being picked on in school was I turned around and fought people. And yeah, I won fights against people twice my size because I would get so furious that I would go right into a battle swinging and knock people around. And eventually, I grew up a little. And then when big people tried to take me on, instead of just coming at them swinging, I'd be somewhat sensible and I'd let them, wear themselves out. And you learn how to do things. You don't just. You have to be taught. People have to learn that words don't hurt. Words may cause emotion. Emotions don't necessarily hurt. If they do, they don't hurt for long. You learn how to deal with them and move past it. That's what needs to be taught. Take that from somebody. I may not be old. I'm in my mid-30s. I've got a little time to say this, that, how you react to things is important.
Words don't hurt as long as you can move away from them. But if you're like trapped in the household because you don't want to lose your kids or leave your kids or whatever, and you're constantly getting accused of cheating or being called useless, blah blah blah, that's a build up of a reaction because you can't leave that.
I think that was definitely a little off topic, but an important conversation nonetheless.
Yeah.
It is about
Let's
words.
go.
What's next?
Since we're on the subject, let's go mainstream media.
Mainstream media. Are news agencies, much like Hollywood, attempting to contract more attractive and younger hosts, as opposed to building career names to draw a certain amount of sex appeal for viewer retention? And is that wrong?
Well, sex sells. Sex is the biggest seller since the early days.
Oh, it absolutely is. And to use that to the advantage in advertising or doing something is only natural for a company. You're going to look to how to draw in the customers, so you're going to try to draw them in with sex appeal. I guess the best way to do that is to show, nice tall guy, freshly shaved or mildly stubbly with his hair combed in a suit, with shiny shoes. And for a woman, give me a girl in some short skirts and some high heels and some nice stockings.
There is nude news, and Japan have done one better. They've got news being presented while
I've seen the nude news data. Sorry, go ahead.
In Japan, they do one better. The news anchor gets completely fucked while conducting the news, even while being interviewing someone.
Wow. I don't know how I could ask questions while trying to keep my rhythm and everything in order. I don't know.
What else? I mean, people often think when they think you're bringing in younger, sexier hosts, oh, you're just doing it for women. No, women go for men, and men go for women. I mean, you've probably never seen it, but there was this Coke advert a couple of years back. These women were in the office, and up comes this window washer tray, and this man, fit as fuck, he's taking off his t-shirt and he's like, oh yeah, and music, oh yeah. He's drinking his Coke, he's rubbing it all over his body, and all the women are just there watching him. Sex sells for men and women.
Yeah.
Women do get objectified, but so do men, and it's usually by women.
Honestly, here's a fun one, and I don't have a very large audience to pull, but I think women are far more objectified by both men and women than men are by both men and women.
I would say so, yes, because
so hiring hold on, I'll let you keep going. But so hiring an attractive woman benefits a company more than hiring an attractive man.
Yeah, because even ugly men, the other man, he would look at every man, look good looking or ugly, will look at him and go one day and go, yeah. Where women will go, oh my god, I'm fat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Men tend to be more vain about their appearance than women are, and that they think they look good. Whereas good-looking women think they're ugly, and ugly women think they're good-looking.
Not always. Not always. A lot of good looking women are content. Some people in the middle are content. Ugly women try to make themselves content, but they got to learn a little bit more. A higher number on the scale does not mean you're better looking.
No,
Just putting that out there. Hey Tim, how we doing? What about romantic novels? Dumb. Was that supposed to ask me about romantic novels? What about romantic novels? I don't know. It's women, I think, read the romantic novels to give themselves that mental imagination thing.
yeah,
Maybe Sasuke
I
can
think
toss
that's why.
something in there.
I think that's why 50 Shades of Grey sold so well.
I don't know. I've read Penthouse Letters, but you read
And
those for a reason, and we all know that. So, if I read 50 Shades of Grey, and when it got to a
if you,
spot that was enticing, oh, cool. There's a bookmark in. I'm done for today. Put the book on the nightstand, and I read to the next exciting scene the next time I pick up the book. I think that's the only way I could do it. I'd read it like a
Mhm.
Penthouse Letter. Okay, cool. Until the next sex scene.
I think I forgot what I was going to say now.
Welcome, Lacey.
Um,
Now I got you all distracted with the sex scenes in 50 Shades.
I think women tend to enjoy a more varied fantasy life than men do.
I think men try more to live out their fantasy life while women would try to put it more in their mind. Because if a
Yeah,
man
but I
wants
think
something, there's not a whole lot of thought behind, okay, I want this, and then I turn around and tell my wife, this is what I want.
yeah,
There's no fantasy there. It's, hey, I want this. This is what I want you to do for me. And
yeah.
often
Going
she'll do it. But
going back to the actual question, I don't think it's wrong because it sells. And if it sells, that means the majority of the public are happy with it.
okay. I know I've been watching Fox News a little bit more with their little contract anchor. I can't think of her name. Something with an I. It's 4 letters. Why can't I think of her name? I just watched the show today. She's got that curlyish blonde hair. It's straight down to her shoulders with those little curls in the front. Beautiful face. Nice looking. I gotta stop myself there. Let's move on. Really makes me want to watch Fox News. Alright. Here we are at about quarter of the hour, and we are back at the board. 4 things out of the way. Let's try to get to our number 5, which is the
School.
ideal goal for the day.
School.
School. Should a teacher's ideological, political, or religious standing be questioned or tested before teaching students?
Normally, I would have said no, but given what's been happening lately, I say yes. School is for open debate. It's for expanding your mind. It's for looking at all sides and deciding yourself what you want to believe or what you think is right. But too many teachers are now pushing their own ideologies on students and punishing them for wrongthink, which I think is absolutely disgusting. And these teachers should be reported to the Board of Education and fired. Or
Okay, here's a fair way to look at it. In different areas, you have different freedoms, and so we'll discuss yours here in a second. But let's lay out as quick as I can the American. You have the freedom to worship, express, and speak how you want about what you want. And it is the freedom of the institution that you work for to allow or disallow you based on your actions. If you wish to be actively a part of a group that goes against the standards of teaching or what students are taught in school, then on those grounds you shouldn't have been allowed or shouldn't be allowed to be in the job. However, if you are not an active participant, but your viewpoint puts you in a category that may not agree, but you don't actively speak about it. It is just part of who you are. You don't teach that way. It is just, okay, you're a communist, but you don't teach it communist. You don't teach anything about that. It doesn't affect you. And you don't go to meetings and do huge publicity stunts or anything that would make a bad name. There's nothing that should really be done, but it's starting to take effect where certain people's viewpoints are having an effect on their jobs.
Yeah, I mean, I think you don't. If you're a Nazi, you don't. You obviously you wouldn't want to be teaching your kids, but
Why not?
it's okay. Well, if you're teaching just the Nazis did this and did that and they were because of this, I would say that's fine. But if you try to brainwash the kids into believing in Nazi rhetoric, that's wrong. But explaining a side or having someone who represents that side explaining that side should be allowed.
Right. So let's put it in a reasonable understanding. And this is kind of confusing to some people, but let's say you have a social studies or social sciences or however you describe the class that teaches history and not economics, history and social environment, the wars and everything like that, and they happen to have a socialist or Nazi viewpoint as they're going over the war. If they teach all the kids that the war was bad, we should have lost, that's one thing. That's what's not called for. But if with their viewpoint they go, so how do you children feel? I can argue the side of the Nazis if you want to argue the other side, and we can debate why this war happened looking at the same perspectives of the people that had those in those days. So you have to kind of consider how they're going about it. The viewpoints from the person should absolutely be allowed, but for them to teach that their viewpoint is the right viewpoint over the historical standing shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, and that's a hard distinction to make. So should they be tested? And how would you test it? I mean, what would you do? This is just a hairline topic.
I don't know if you can test it. It's like, but you can't. It should be reported and dealt with because no teacher should force their viewpoints or punish a student for having a different viewpoint. That's what school's all about. Otherwise, we wouldn't have things like the Great Debate or any debate.
Right. By the way, I will tweet it out later. I'm going to have to look for the channel. There is another channel starting another new debate, game style debate. So I'm taking a look at it. I swear I know the channel. I've seen him before, but he changed his name. I'm going to watch him and see how this goes. I really look forward to seeing some more conversations being made, especially if, don't get me wrong, a little bit of ego, a little bit of happiness here, especially if what I'm doing here has started a way to make new conversations start.
Yeah. We have got 10 minutes left. Shall we pick another topic?
Oh, we can. We absolutely can. You do like this game, don't you? Never know what you're going to get.
Technology.
Technology. What do you think's under there?
A question.
Have cell phones and smartphones been a positive for society?
I think they've improved society in some ways, but damaged in others. I mean, you get the old picture of the family sitting around, talking to each other, engaging. and then you get one next to it with all the families on their phones. But it has also opened the way for communications, more information. People can record things that happen, crimes and that. People can look up information. They aren't as
Ill-informed.
naive or ill-informed
I
as
walked
they.
by a license plate the other day. Not to distract from you, I'm sorry. I walked by a license plate, and it was one of those custom plates that my state does, and I looked at it, and I had to look it up to realize what it was. So as I walked by it, I looked at it, I remembered it for just a couple minutes. I get in the truck, I open up my phone. Okay, what was that? I don't understand. Oh, cool. It was a submarine service plate. It was a special order something.
Yeah, I think probably everything in the world that it's got its pros and cons, but I think the pros outweigh the cons.
Okay, that's a fair assumption. They what was it? The early 90s, mid 90s. Yin, you're probably around my age, maybe.
I'm 30 years old.
Okay, so you're a little younger than I am. There was the study somewhere around the 90s when cell phones were starting to become a thing on how they created brain cancers and stuff like that.
I remember that.
Yeah. So you have to wonder, cell phones have been around for 20 something years, radio waves and, different things and transmission signals and, all sorts of other things to think about. Are they hurting us? We still don't know on a scientific level if there's any long-term impact to society from what we're doing with smartphones and waves.
I'm wondering because I think one damage it could do is people's reactions anymore. Whereas there would be two types of people. It used to be two types of people who would react to a situation. One who would just stand there and watch, and the other who would try and do something to help.
And now everybody's standing there and watching. Oh, I gotta watch. Oh, wait, I can record this too. I gotta stand here and watch and record and get this in frame.
Yeah, and another story I heard is this dolphin washed up on beach. It was still alive, and now before cell phones, they'd all rush. Oh my god, we must save Flipper. Throw water on, pick him up, throw him back in. But no, everyone decided, oh, we'll take a selfie. Click, 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 and that poor animal died, drowned on land, or died anyway, because we're all wanting to take selfies. So I think it's changed humans, society in a negative way.
Yeah. Also, you have to look, people using cell phones has caused all sorts of new neck conditions. It's caused more social depression. It's caused car accidents. There have been a lot of social mishaps because of the creation of cell phones. So we can't say it's all good. I mean, easy access to the internet versus thousands of deaths because of incidents.
But be fair, that's less cell phones and more stupidity. As I said, personal responsibility is that phone doesn't make you look at it while you're driving. It doesn't make you not watch where you're going. You choose to do that. If your phone's ringing, you can easily just ignore it or switch it off. Or you just are you get one of those systems
it has created that distraction to where people don't necessarily have to go meet up. They don't have to call from their home phone and go, hey, I'll meet you over here at the mall. We'll hang out for a while. It's, hey, we're down the road. Where do you want to hang? We're down the road. Oh, cool. Well, we're not going to see you today. We're hanging out. We're going to go this way. So people aren't being as active socially in person as they are socially online now.
Yeah, I mean, it is a two-bladed axe, On one side, it's got all the pros, and on the other, it's got all the cons. You just got to decide which one's better for you. Basically, if you're smart with it, a phone is a very useful and good tool.
It is.
I mean, a lot.
You got to use it correctly without overusing it. And don't get me wrong, I'm sitting here saying don't overuse it, but I carry 2 phones around with me, and I'm on them freaking 12 to 14 hours a day total.
I mean, I used to be the same. I used to just have a phone for just for calling technical. Everything I could do on the internet, I had my laptop for. And the best one I ever had was the K800i. Modern phones are really flimsy.
Yes, this is another PSA from your NumbedSkull. Please buy your phone a phone case. It does not need to be expensive, but please make sure it properly protects your phone, because insurances will not. This has been a PSA from the NumbedSkull.
Well then.
So, because I ask everybody, why not ask you again? How do you enjoy our show?
I enjoy it quite well.
Don't you? You just wanted to fly through as many topics as you can get through. I love it. The excitement, the activity. I did see Lacey pop in. This is a great format. I really do try. I also try to keep things interactive and fun for everybody. Who else do we have? Malevolent, how are we doing? Hello. It's almost over, but thanks for popping in. Make sure that everybody hits that share button, that little thumb up button if you like. I don't recommend the thumb down button. I think you might get zapped. Please don't try it. And there's a bell at the end there if you subscribe. Please click on that, because I do a show 5 times a week, and I throw in a 6th one for fun when everybody's not paying attention and we want to mess with the bots.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed this. I shall see you next time on your next show.
Oh, absolutely.
Possibly.
What's today? Today's Friday, right? Yes. So Monday we'll be back at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. When do you guys go through daylight savings over there, Yin?
I do not know. I shall Google that.
That'd be a good idea. I gotta find out myself. But until then, 9 a.m. Eastern Time is 1 p.m. GMT out there.
Sunday, 25th of March.
The 25th. So you got next weekend for you guys. All right.
Yes.
It wasn't C4. It was a 220 line. Calm down.
How did your kids like Lucas the Spider?
Oh, thank you. I gotta bring that back up on my screen. I did the something with my kids that night. We all sat and played a game, so we ended up not doing that. You know how it is. Sometimes you just gotta turn the computer off and hang out with them.
I miss old board. I never grew up with board games. I always wanted to play board games.
We have my wife and I like certain games. My kids think other games are cool. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25 games just on the shelf right here, and there's more upstairs.
I think Tim said he'd be on next week's show.
Tim, just send me a message in Discord or on my Twitter and what day you would like to be on. That goes for anybody. And I will be happy to have you on. That really sounds creepy. No, Lucas the Spider, search for it on YouTube. It's really funny. It's creepily funny, and it's got a lot of views.
It's really cute.
Yeah, it's funny to me. It's cute, but funny. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in for our show. We will be back on Monday. Thank you so much, Yinwolf, for joining me again. I really appreciate it.
No worries.
And a reminder to everybody, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon as we play our music out.